So you're thinking about moving to Trophy Club? This town might be one of the most overlooked areas in all of Dallas-Fort Worth, but it's not for everyone. So today we're going to break down the pros and cons of living in Trophy Club. So whether you're relocating to DFW or you're just looking for that quiet neighborhood with a upscale vibe, with a golf course community, with solid schools, and really just about everything that a neighborhood could have to offer, Trophy Club just might be your place. But like every town, it does have its drawbacks. So let's dive into what it's actually like to live in Trophy Club. So hey, if we haven't met yet, my name is Brian White. I'm a local Dallas-Fort Worth realtor. My family and I help people make smart moves, plant a new flag, and live their legacy. So if you're thinking about making a move, whether that's in 2 weeks or 2 years, we would love to connect with you. Now let's get into it. So the first thing you gotta know about living in Trophy Club is you get the peace and privacy of a small town without giving up the benefit of the amenities. That's really one of the greatest things about Trophy Club. Trophy Club is a master planned community with tree-lined streets, with rolling hills. You know, one of the things that comes with master planned communities is you get a wide variety of homes. And when I talk about variety in Trophy Club, I mean wide variety. I mean, how wide can I get my hands out here? Wide variety. And the reason for that is Trophy Club's a neighborhood that really started back in the 80s, and it boomed around the golf club. And at the time, it was on the outskirts of civilization. I mean, it was out there. And then there was a big long gap, and then we saw construction start happening again in the 2000s. So you get much newer homes with nicer amenities. What's really fascinating and interesting about Trophy Club is those homes in the 80s have been remodeled. So you're seeing a lot of those get remodeled. You're seeing painted brick, you're seeing some really cool style in older homes, and that's all within the same neighborhood as some of the latest construction, gorgeous luxury homes. I mean, there's just a great mix in Trophy Club. So in that community, there is, like I mentioned, there's a variety of home styles, but it still feels very much like a community. There are a number of smaller areas and little enclaves. So each section of Trophy Club feels like its own community and then feels like it's all part of the whole. Part of that is because of the schools that are on site. We'll talk more about that in a minute. But it's also just because of the way the streets are laid out, the way that there's shopping on a number of corners of Trophy Club. There's really not much traffic through the neighborhood except through the main road. And even that, they've done a great job with stop signs and roundabouts and other things to keep the speed slow and the area safe if you're walking or riding a bike or any of those other things that really creates a community kind of feel. Because of that peace, because of that privacy, because of that community feel, really is an amazing neighborhood. And I'm surprised that more people across DFW don't know about it. So the second thing that you want to know about Trophy Club is we're going to talk about schools. And Trophy Club is well situated within Northwest ISD, it includes Byron Nelson High School. Northwest ISD is a really big school district. You might have heard us talk about it in some of our other videos in talking about North Lake. I mean, it spreads. It spreads all the way out into Justin, so it's a really big district. Like I said, it's part of Byron Nelson High School, which is one of the largest high schools across DFW. It's got a great reputation in the area. Lots of people move to the area for Byron Nelson for its consistent academic performance. It's got a really big athletic program, so sports are a big part of the experience at Byron Nelson High School. The schools in Northwest ISD generally perform well in the overall state rankings. You know, now's a great time to stop and tell you that you should do your own research. We do our research with sites like niche.com and greatschools.org is another one for you to check out. If you do, then you'll see that Northwest ISD got an A- rating. So overall, that's really solid performance. We're in most cases pleased when the kids come home with an A-, and that speaks to the school district as well. It's one of the top 3 districts in all of Denton County, and it sits right there in Trophy Club. So do your research, dive into the individual schools themselves, but overall, schools that the Trophy Club map to get solid ratings and provide a great experience. All right, so number 3. This is the third thing on the list in terms of reasons why you might love Trophy Club, and that really is the golf course right there in the middle of the community. Trophy Club Country Club weaves throughout the neighborhood. It's one of the things when you're driving through the neighborhood, it's always great to see the greenery of the course, the trees, the rolling hills, just the landscaping of the course itself adds to the beauty of the overall neighborhood, but it also adds to the fun. I mean, if you're a golfer, then Trophy Club is a great place to get out and play. It's home to a number of charity golf tournaments, and it's just overall, it's a really enjoyable club to play. It's not overly hard, which for the average golfer makes it a lot more fun. It is private, so you're going to need a membership if you're going to play more than occasionally, maybe with a friend. But the best part, it's a little bit like swimming pools and boats, and that's that the best way to have a golf club membership is to have a friend with a golf club membership. So we all love people with pools, we love people with boats. So just get a friend with a golf club membership, and you can get out and play occasionally and enjoy even more the neighborhood. The other thing though about Trophy Club and what makes it fun is there are it's a great place for a walking place with trails and lots of parks. You've got easy access to Lake Grapevine for the weekends. You've also got really great access to the mini parks in South Lake, the hiking trails that are kind of up down Highway 377, which are really not very far at all. It's just north of Trophy Club. So there are a ton of outdoor activities. Now, an indoor activity that can be a little bit of a sport depending on who you are is shopping. And one of the things that makes Trophy Club great is it's just down the road from South Lake Town Square. It's really close to amazing restaurants there in South Lake. So there's a lot to do in the Trophy Club area, and if you want to, even in South Lake for shopping and a wide variety of other things. So we like to say that Trophy Club is recreation friendly, regardless of what your recreation ideas about fun are. Hey, real quick, if you're thinking about making a move in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, that's exactly what I help people do. Whether you're relocating, building new, or just starting to explore your options, let's connect. Whether that's in 2 weeks or 2 years. So I work with my family at Blue Fuse Group, and we'd love to help you find the perfect fit. There's a link below in the description to schedule a quick call. All right, so let's take a quick pause from the pros and the cons of Trophy Club. And I say quick pause because we're going to talk a little bit about the numbers, about home prices in Trophy Club. And the home prices aren't necessarily a pro or a con. It's just what it costs to live there. So let's break that down a little bit for you and get in the numbers. Trophy Club is a resale heavy market. There is really not much, if any, new construction. Last I checked, there were some luxury homes being built all the way on the very north end of Trophy Club, but even that was nearing its end. Some beautiful homes though, so if you get a chance to check those out, you should. Going all the way back to the 80s, including homes that have been built in the last several years. So most homes in Trophy Club are going to range somewhere between $600K and $1.2 million. We had a client move in just this last year that was in the low 400s. So there certainly are some less expensive homes available. Those homes often require a little bit of work, so just something for you to be aware of. But then homes range up into the 1.2 millions, depending on the lot size, the updates, how close they are even on the golf course. Those are all things that you want to be aware of. There's a fantastic, just gorgeous neighborhood right in the middle of Trophy Club. It's called Hogan's Glen. Those homes are going to run you a good bit more than 1.2. They're what you think about mature trees, luxury. Many of these homes look like castles. Just amazing finishes. Hogan's Glen is a gated community. So that, again, when we talk about master planning communities, that's one of the things that makes Trophy Club amazing, is there's a really wide variety of homes. That allows people to move within a neighborhood, whether you're moving up from your starter home all the way into the trophy house in Trophy Club, or maybe you've bought that trophy house and you're done with it. Maybe the kids moved out and you don't need as much space anymore and you decide you want to move back down. Regardless of what that is, there are some great options for you, and something you want to check out. In Trophy Club, inventory tends to stay pretty tight. Homes tend to sell relatively quickly, so there aren't a lot of homes to consider when you're buying. So a couple of different things. Number one, you should be prepared to move quickly. And what do I mean by that? Well, sometimes we're talking to folks and they like to see a home and then think about it. Maybe they like to go home and pray about it. which is awesome, and we are fully supportive of that. What we like to tell people in some areas, and Trophy Club's particularly one of those, is that we should do that ahead of time. We should pray ahead of time and process ahead of time and be prepared. And so when we see homes, we should be looking for clarity. We should be looking for, when we created the list of things that our home must have, if this has all of it, then we should be prepared to move relatively quickly, because in some of the most sought after neighborhoods, when homes move quicker, we don't necessarily have the time to think about it for another week or two. We need to pounce when the time is right. So now that we've covered the pros of Trophy Club, we've even dived into the cost of living and the cost of homes in Trophy Club. There are going to be some downsides, so we should make sure we cover those, and let's dive into those now. So the first is going to be that there's limited to no new construction. So if you're looking for and dreaming of a brand new home with all the latest amenities, the latest features, then Trophy Club is going to be a bit frustrating. Homes started building there in the 80s. Inventory is mostly resale, and they're just really limited. Just a few to no lots left. There are kind of some spots here and there that there may be something left, but those are lots that nobody wanted to build on over the last 40 plus years. So you're gonna have limited new construction options. The second thing that is a drawback for many people is the HOA restrictions. The HOA is, a few years back, if you know the history, the HOA became voluntary over the last several years, but there still is a homeowners association, and it still is an organization that's watching, that's limiting what people can do. Now, the plus side of that, and I actually happen to be a fan of homeowners association, is they protect home values. They ensure that nobody does anything crazy with their yard or builds crazy additions. But the downside is, if you're somebody who likes to do the crazy thing with your yard, or they're the libertarians of the world that just don't want to be governed, then HOAs can be restrictive and limiting. If that's going to be a problem for you, then Trophy Club's probably not going to be the best neighborhood fit for you. So con number 3, the third thing that you want to think about, might be a drawback for you, is that there really is limited nightlife and walkability to much outside some shopping that's just on the edge of the neighborhood. So there's great walking in the neighborhood. You want to get out for a walk, you want to push your kid on a stroller, or you just want to get your 10,000 steps a day, then Trophy Club can be a great spot for you. But if you're trying to walk to a town square or Main Street, then Trophy Club is not going to be your place. It's relatively close. It's actually really close to the Westlake Financial District. It's close to Southlake and all the shopping. It's 20 minutes from Dallas-Fort Worth Airport, and not too far from either Denton or Fort Worth. But we're talking about driving. Those are proximity to employers, and it's close there. But it's just not really there's nothing at all to walk to. So if walkability is important and you're looking for that level of convenience, then Trophy Club is not going to be the place for you. So in all, Trophy Club is one of those places that if you know, you know. It's definitely not going to be for everyone, but for the right family, the right goals, it can be a dream. If you're after quiet luxury, excellent schools, and a strong sense of community, Trophy Club belongs on your short list. It's great for families and golfers. It's going to be largely resale focused, but part of that, one of the great things about that is you can get some really great older homes with a whole lot of style. And if you've got an eye for updates, you can get some really great older homes that need updates that you can create your own character and really make a home yours. All in all, Trophy Club is a low-key, high-value suburb with close proximity to a lot of DFW. If you want to compare more areas, check out our DFW playlist, or you can drop your questions in the comments and I'll reply personally. Hey, thanks again for hanging out with us today. If DFW is on your radar, and I'm talking about making a move to DFW or moving within DFW, then that's literally what we do every single day. So check out the links below and let's connect. And remember, God is good, Jesus has forgiven you, you are loved, and everything is possible. Blessings, and we'll talk to you soon.